Namaste friends, so we are back to lab 3. Here we are going to solve problems from 7 to 11. So let's go to problem 7 now. Problem 7 is to check if the number is positive, negative or 0. So here what we are going to do, first we have to accept the number and use the logic whether it is greater than 0, less than 0 and otherwise it is if it is equal to 0. So look at the code here now. If number is greater than 0, then look at the code here. If number greater than 0, the condition here, then colon, then we go ahead with indentation. We know that 4 spaces or 1 tab is left for indentation. Then we say if this condition is true, number is positive. Else if number is less than 0, if this is true, then again indentation, print number is negative. So either number is positive or number is negative. And if both these conditions are not true, that means number is 0. So we say else number is 0. And here the program ends. So let us enter some input. I input -6. So you know that whenever we use input, it is taken as string. So we have to convert the string into float, and that is called as typecasting. So we say here number is equal to float input your number. So now we have accepted the input. It is stored as in the variable number. Now this number we are going to check. If it is greater than 0, is it greater than 0? No, we have entered -6 here. It is not greater than 0. So this is not true. Execution will come here. Is it less than 0? Yes, it is less than 0. So number is negative. This statement will be printed. Number is negative. And the else part will be skipped and we will directly come to end of the program. Right. So this is problem 7. Problem 8, number of desks needed for 3 classrooms. Okay, what this problem is all about, say you are designing 3 classrooms, class A, class B and class C, and there you want how many students are there, and if there are say 30 students are there, then you are going to provide them number of desks. Each desk will have 2 students. So number of students divided by 2 is number of desks. Now what you will do if the number of students are odd number, right? Say there are 31 students. So in that case what we have to do is there will be 15 desks required for 30 students, but 1 desk will be required additionally for the additional, which is the the last student. So here we are using a different logic now. Now we first ask 3 students, how many number of students are there in 3 classrooms. So I define 3 variables. Class A, enter number of students in class 1, right? And it is string, we convert it into integer. Number of students will be integer. Full students are expected to come in the class. Okay, the full personality. Class B, class C. So I define these 3 variables, class A, class B and class C. Now look at this logic here. Desks required for A is equal to class A, class underscore A, whatever that number is, plus 1. By default I plus 1 and I do the floor division. This is what you see here. This is the / 2 times. This is called as floor division. That means it will give us the quotient of the division. Okay, we will come to the logic now. Divided by 2. Say now you have 60 students. Okay, so we complete this. Desk A, desk B, same logic, desk C, and total desk is equal to all these 3 are added, and then we print total number of desk is equal to this. Now look at the logic. What is the logic here is, say 3 classes has 3 number of students, 56, 99, 150. These numbers are taken so that one is odd, one is even, kind of all this combo is covered here. So if there are 56 students, so class A is equal to 56. What is desk A? 56 plus 1, floor division 2. So 56 plus 1 is 57, and 57 if you divide by 2, it is 28 is the quotient and 1 is remainder. In this case, what will happen is remainder will be left. So desk A in this case will be desk A is equal to 28, which is exactly number of desks that we require. So in this logic, what it ensures that even if number of students are odd or even, because we are taking only the quotient in the division, we are getting correct number of desks, right? Now desk B, say the class 2 has 99 students, so 99 plus 100, and desk B required is 100, floor division 2, 100 divided by 2 is 50, remainder is 0, remainder is anyway neglected, we got 50 benches. So although here there are 99 students, we got 50 benches. And similarly for desk C, right? So this is how we have used this logic of floor division by adding 1. Now you can use many other logic. Okay, what you can do is you can first check whether the number of students are odd or even. If they are odd, you can add 1 there and directly go for desk. You can use a if statement there. If they are even, then you can directly divide by 2 and you will get number of desks, right? So there are multiple ways of solving any problem. There could be multiple logics, and all these logics are welcome so that we think in different directions. This was problem 8. Now let's come to problem 9, angle of the hour hand. Now what this problem is, say look at the statement here. Now point here is this is called as one line comment and this is called as multi-line comment. Okay, yeah, so this is multi-line comment. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to ask the user what is the time, and the user will say now it is 6 o'clock 15 minutes and few seconds, and for this time the hour hand म्हणजे आपला मराठीमध्ये तास काटा, बरोबर आहे ना, 3 काटे असतात, सेकंद काटा, मिनिट काटा, तास काटा. So hour hand, we want to know what angle this hour hand is making with respect to 12 o'clock position. The position is of 12 o'clock position. What angle this hour hand is going to make? Say, so there is a 360 degree circle and there are 12 hours. So for one full hour movement, the hour hand will move by how many degrees? The hour hand will move by 360 divided by 12, that is 30 degrees. So now look at this. This is the 30 degree, this is the 12 o'clock position, and if it is 1 o'clock, our hand will move for 30 degrees. 2 o'clock, 60 degrees with reference to this position. Okay, with reference to this position. 3 o'clock, 90 degrees. 4 o'clock, 120 degrees. 5 o'clock, 150 degrees. 6 o'clock, straight line, 180 degrees. 7 o'clock, 210 degrees. 8 o'clock, 240 degrees. 9 o'clock, 270 degrees. 10 o'clock, 300 degrees. 11 o'clock, 330 degrees. 12 o'clock, 360 degrees or 0 degrees. Right? So this is how our hand is going to make degrees with respect to 12 o'clock position. That this position is fixed. We are just counting the degrees made by the hour hand. Okay, so this is the problem. Now what we are going to ask is, we are going to ask about what is the hour, enter minutes, enter seconds. Now this is the beginner level program. So there are, it's written very simply. So we say enter hours between 0 to 12, convert into integer. We will store it as variable h. Then we ask for minutes, enter minutes, the minutes between 0 to 60, and it is stored as m. Similarly, we ask for seconds, it is enter between 0 to 60, stored as s. Now look at this. If our program is a beginner level program, and if somebody does a mischief and enters number of hours is equal to -3 or 15, our program is not capable of handling those inputs. Later, when we will progress further, we will see, we will have the input validation where the hour h should be between 0 to 12. If it is not between 0 to 12, we'll tell the user that please re-input your input because it is beyond the boundary. Similarly, we will do input validation for m, input validation for s, minutes and seconds. But currently, we are assuming that the user is sane and putting the right inputs, and we are just assuming this and we are going ahead with the program. Later, we will modify this program in the later part of the course. So now, what is the hour in the hand? Time in hour. Now we want to find the total time. Hour is hour, yeah. So h plus whatever minutes are entered, they will contribute divided by 60 hours to the total hour. So m by 60 and plus s by 3600, 60 into 60. So the total time in hour now is h plus m by 60 plus s by 3600. Okay. So this is what we got, total time in hour. Now we know whatever is the total time, when you multiply by 30, we get the angle. So the angle is equal to time in hour multiplied by 30. So time in hour we calculated here, angle we calculated here, and here we are going to print the angle. So you look at this, angle is angle, this angle will come here, and degrees. We want to know, we want to tell the user that this is the angle in degrees. So let us enter. Time in hour 4, it is 15 minutes, and seconds 00 seconds, say. So what is the degrees? The angle is equal to 127.5 degrees. Okay, so this is problem 9. We come to problem 10 now. Problem 10 is about find the fourth vertex of a rectangle. You have a rectangle and we are going to find the fourth vertex of a rectangle. Okay, so let me just open Paint and let us see if I can draw something here. So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and we are having we have a rectangle here. Now one property of rectangle we are going to use in solving this problem. So this is the rectangle and we have now these these are the vertices. Vertices means corner. Okay, so this is 1, this is 2 vertex, this is 3rd vertex, and this is the 4th vertex. Now because it is a rectangle and it will have 4 vertices, and what is the problem? Problem is any 3 of these 4 are known. Any 3, it is not that fixed 3, any 3 of these 4 are known. Our program should be capable of finding the 4th one. Say now we know this one, we know this one, we know this one, these 3 corners, and we are supposed to find this corner. Okay, now which property we are going to use it here? Now look at the property, it's important point. For a vertical line, x coordinates are same. For a vertical line, x coordinates are same, right? And a rectangle will have 2 vertical lines. So this is one vertical line, this is another vertical line. That means I'm plotting of this line basically. So that means there will be, out of these 4 points, there will be pair of 2 coordinates. 2 x coordinates will be same, correct? So this is for vertical line, 2 x coordinates will be same. Similarly, now you can just extend that for a horizontal line. On this horizontal line, 2 y coordinates of these corners will be same, vertices will be same, right? For a horizontal line, 2 y coordinates will be same. So this is the property we are going to use in solving our program. Okay, so let's go back to the program now. So we ask for the 3 vertices. So we ask, let's ask for the 3 vertices. So print here, enter the xy coordinate of the first vertex, and I enter as x1 and y1. Now look at this, many times students write anything there, you know, a, b, p, q. Is it wrong? It is surely not wrong. But what happens is, our variables should be very meaningfully named. Now we are anyway storing the x and y coordinates. We should write x and y there. And it is the first vertex. Any vertex, it is first. We are taking the first vertex, so we are writing x1, y1. So we input x1, y1. Similarly, we input x2, y2. Similarly, we ask for x3, y3. So what we asked? We asked for 3 vertices by now. Now we have to find out the coordinates of the 4th vertex that we just explained in, that we just saw in our diagram. So we know that there will be 2 pairs. So there are 4 points, x1, x2, x3, x4. Out of that, this 4, there will be 2 pairs. So if x1 is equal to x2, naturally, what will be x4? x4 will be x3. बराबर है, 2 पेयर झाले पाहिजे तिथे. x1, if x1 is equal to x2, then x4 will be, which is unknown, x4 and y4 are unknown, then x4 will be x3. This is the logic. Again, look at this if statement, condition, colon, indentation, right? Same indentation you have to keep in the entire block, otherwise there will be syntax error. So if x1 is equal to x2, say if x1 is equal to, now look at this, this is comparison operator, equal to, okay? I want your attention here, this point. This is comparison operator, equal to. If x1 equal to means x3, so it is not equal to, we are asking question, is x1, if x1 is equal to x3, then What will be x4? What is remaining? x2. So x4 will be x2. Now look at this, here only equal to once used because it is single equal to is assignment operator, double equal to is comparison operator. So here we are doing comparison, and if this condition is true, we are giving assignment here, right? So if x1 is equal to x2, then x4 is equal to x3. दो पेयर्स बनना चाहिए x में, 4x में. If x1 is equal to x3, then क्या बचा? x4 will be x2, correct? What is the third condition remaining? If x2 is equal to x3, which is not written here, because that is the naturally by default condition remaining, then x4 will be x1. So this is the condition. Maybe you have to rewind this and just go through this once again. Okay. So what property we are using here is the property of x coordinates, that the x coordinates will be same on the vertical line. This is the property we are using. Now similarly we will find now y coordinates of the fourth vertex. Right. What is the property we are going to use? On a horizontal line, y coordinates are same. Now on the horizontal line, we are having two vertex. Similarly, two vertex on the below line. That means there will be two pairs in y1, y2, y3, y4. Out of that, three are known, y1, y2, y3. We just have to find out what is y4. Now again, the same logic we are going to use here. If, look at here, y1 is equal to y2, this is the comparison operator. What will be y4? y3. दो पेयर बनना चाहिए ना उसमें, y1, y2, y3, y4 में दो पेयर बनना चाहिए. y1, y2 का एक पेयर बना तो y3, y4 का दूसरा पेयर बनेगा, right? Else if y1 is equal to y3, what will be y4? y2. And what is the default condition? What is remaining now? If y2 is equal to y3, which is not written here because it is not required in else, otherwise y4 will be y1. So now we got x4 here, we got y4 here, and this is how we print the xy coordinates. Look at this, the print statement. The xy coordinates of the fourth vertex are, okay, I am putting a comma there, and look at this statement. It is written in a different way. You can always use f string and write the same statement. So in the comment of this video, write how you will write this as f string statement. Okay, so this is problem number 10. The final one, problem 11. Now this is a simple problem. What this problem is, we want to find the missing card. Say somebody has 1000 cards and one card is written 1, 2, 3, and 3 number is some 200 cards, 4 number is some 500 cards, 1 number is 20 cards, and he has such 1000 cards and he lost one card. Now how will find out? So this program is asking for what are your total number of cards and what is the summation of the total number of cards. So we first ask user sorry, your total number of cards, and then we ask for the summation of the total number of cards, and then we enter whatever available cards. So look at the logic here. It's a fun problem. We say that we ask for the number of user, total number of cards he has 5 for the simplicity, and say these cards are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so we'll go back to the paint and say here there are 5 cards, and these 5 cards are, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. What is the summation of this? 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 4, 5, 10 plus 5, 15. So the summation here is 15, right? Say this card is missing. So what we are going to do, we are going to ask user, what are your total number of cards? N. So the n is equal to 5 in this case, in our example. And we'll ask another input, what is the total summation of this number of cards? So in this case, the user will input 15. Now, because one card is missing, I have to ask user, how many times I have to ask user? n minus 1 times. Please enter your number of cards. So in this case, I have 5 cards, one card is missing, so I have to ask user 4 times, please enter your card. So first time he will enter 1, then he will enter 2, then he will enter 3, then he will enter 4, and every time when he is entering, I have to keep on adding them. So I will need to define a variable which is adding the entered summation, entered cards. So this is the logic, okay. And because we are going to ask this question, enter the card, n minus 1 number of times, or in this case 4 times we are asking this question, we are going to do this repetitively, and anything to be done repetitively, what in like this, you are just asking the same thing again and again repetitively. What we are going to do, we are going to use for loop. For loop we are going to study in detail later. We will be having a lot of problem solving only on for loop, but for this just use for loop here. Let's see how this goes now. Okay, so we ask total number of cards n. So in this case we are entering n is equal to 5. This is asking cards, asking summation of the cards, input total sum of all the cards. So total sum is equal to 15 in our example. Now I define a variable which is going to store the summation of entered cards. Okay, so I define that variable as esum, e for entered, entered card. Again, you can use any variable there, but the understanding is use a name which conveys the meaning of the variable also, why it is used for. So I want to use entered summation. Entered sum will be too long a name, so I just say e underscore sum, esum, and I initialize esum is equal to 0. Why we initialize? Because sometimes when you are solving the problem, most of the time you will be working on some patch of the code. So we want to define some variable locally, so that in case if that variable is defined globally outside the bigger program, it will have some value, and that value is a junk value for us for this calculation. Therefore I define this variable esum is equal to 0, and I will be going to use it in this particular calculation. Okay, now we define this esum is equal to 0. Now we are going to asking for remaining n minus 1 card, and here we are going to use the for statement. For index I in range 1 to n. Now we are going to study this in detail, so don't worry about this right now. Colon, and then again the for loop. Whatever you want to circulate in the for loop, iterate in the for loop, it has to be indented. Okay, so look at this. This is indented, and when the indentation is over, program understands that for loop is over. If you say in case if you put this lost card also, this below statement also in as an indentation, this becomes part of the for loop, and the for loop thinks that, oh, this is also to be in for loop, and this also get iterated, and you will get error. So when the indentation is over, that means for loop is over, and then so this will be asked for 4 times. First he enters, enter the card, entered 1, it will be stored as esum. Currently it was 0, 0 plus 1, 1. Now esum is updated to 1. Enters card 2, 1 plus 2, 3, enter 3, 3 plus 3, 6, enter 4, 6 plus 4, 10. Now I got esum is equal to 10. What is the lost card? Lost card is simple, right? Lost card is equal to total sum minus esum. So our total sum was 15, esum was 10, so 15 minus 10, so the lost card is 5. So this is how we solve this very fun kind of a problem. So thank you very much and have a good day. Please do subscribe to the channel, because we are learning everything in a flipped mode, and also write your meaningful comments. Time to time I am asking some questions. You can write what is the another logic that you can use for one of these problems. Okay, this is what I am expecting in the comments from all of you, right? Because it's a flipped classroom, I am expecting everybody is watching every video end to end at least once, and if not 2-3 times, to understand the logic. And you mention a comment where for at least one of the problem how you will solve differently. Thank you. All the best.